Okay, my name is Sundus and I'm going to walk you through my homework assignment. So first I'm going to give you an overview of the circuitry. Here I have the Bluetooth module HW2 and the brown wires are all the wires connecting it to the Arduino board. So you have TX here goes to RX here goes to TX here, ground, and then the power is the 3.3 volt pin. All of the blue lines are mostly all related to the MOSFET connection, resistor, the diode, and the motor. So this is all circuitry related to powering and running the motor. And then I have this 9-volt battery, which in real life application, I connected a USB to my to the Arduino. So my laptop is what's powering the Arduino. But I did have to use a 9-volt battery when I was testing the Bluetooth connection on its own, so without the USB connection. So that's just there for just to showcase that. The two most important pins that allow for two-way communication here is pin number 6 on the digital side. This is going to be sending the PWM signals to the motor. And then the analog A0 pin is what is the pin that I'm going to be reading the analog signals from. And then I'm going to use the data that's being read from A0 pin to send that to MATLAB to get plotted. So here I have my Arduino code, and it is very similar to the code that was provided in class that sends PWM signals using USB or Bluetooth, but I did have to make the important change of reading the analog pin A0 and then sending, I use the variable Bluetooth, and then sending that Bluetooth data back to MATLAB. So that's the most important change here, but again, I have the motor pin is connected to pin 6, and we're writing the PWM signals to pin 6. So going on to my MATLAB code, again, it is very similar to the one provided in class. I'm assigning the COM port, so COM3 is the USB port, and COM6 is the Bluetooth port, and I can go down into my command window and do serial port list, and you can see that my USB is correctly connected, as well as the transceiver and receiver COM ports for the Bluetooth. Then we go into the for loop. fprintf is sending the PWM signals to Arduino through the variable s, which the variable s again is the USB. And then fscanf is sending back the PWM data to MATLAB using port G, which is COM6, which is Bluetooth. And then I'm able to plot the PWM versus time. So I have the PWM data. It's not, there's no semicolon at the end, so we're going to be able to see it change in the command window. And it's really important to see it because it's going to fluctuate between 0 to 1023, which is the correct resolution range for what we expect for an analog pin, which is what we're reading the output from. And then the 0 to 1025 range also relates to a 0 to 5 volt range. So basically my graph is representing voltage versus time. So we're going to see that in 1 second. So now I'm going to show you my physical circuitry. Okay, so here I have the USB connected to my laptop. I have my Arduino. I have the Bluetooth. Right now it's flashing, but when the Bluetooth connection is made, the LED is going to stay on solid. Here I have the MOSFET resistor and diode, as well as the motor, which I have attached to a box so we can see it spin. So the first step I'm going to do is I am going to flash the Arduino with this. And it says done uploading. And then I'm going to go to MATLAB and I am going to run this program. And hopefully you could see that there's a solid blue light here. So the Bluetooth connection has been made, and we're just going to observe the speed of the DC motor continuously increase. Until it hits that 255, because we're sending the PWM signal using a digital pin. There we go. And then as a result, our output, like I said, is a resolution from 0 to 1023. So now we have the appropriate voltage versus time PWM output graph. Thank you very much.